Hi everybody, hope you're all well. Mindful Moodling will be starting in a few minutes. Well, you know how early I am. Anyway, just bear with me, the video's about to start soon. Thanks, bye.
Hello, good afternoon everybody. Yeah, from a sunny Stockport, Manchester area. It's absolutely beautiful. Skies are blue. And I think I'll be doing my washing later. So what am I doing today? Well, I thought I'd go back to my Moodle, just a plain Moodle that anyone can do with a bit of drawing. So don't get scared yet. So I'm using my Craft Master fine liners. Don't know if I'm using them yet, but I always have them handy because I love what they do. I've got my pens. I've got my doofah. You know, my compass ruler maker thing. Not ruler. It's not a ruler at all. It's a compass. That's the one. I've got a selection of pens because some of these are dodgy, and I just keep hold of them because I'm sad. Okay, and I've got an idea. Yes, I have an idea. So I'll set the camera up so hopefully it won't be as blooming annoying as it normally is. I do set it up every time. That's what gets me every blooming time. And then it goes all wobbly and I'm like, what? So in here I've got a pencil and I found a rubber first. So anyway, good morning everybody. Good afternoon. Bonjour. And I'm going to say hello to some Facebook user and another Facebook user. And hello, Linda. Hello, Della. Facebook user. And here we go. Oh, right. No worries, Angela. You do what you want to, my lovely. I bet you are joining, though. I know you. And we've got the lovely Carol. Thank you, Carol. Great supporter of me. Thank you so much for all your support and everybody else. And we've got Danny, who I met at the monastery. Cool. So it's going to be a little doodly, but a little moodly, and a little bit of chilling. I want a big shout out to Susan as well. Sue, the salon ladder. She is going through a tremendous time at the moment, traumatizing moment, and I want to send my love and my prayers and my thoughts and my spirit and strength to her while she's going through this time. So big shout out to her. I know wow. So if we can all sort of get behind our members and, know that she's not on her own. I'm sure there's people out there who've been through it as well. I hope you don't mind me saying, but if she comes out and says what it is, then I'm happy for that. But I don't want to sort of tell someone else's story, so to speak. So I've got a long piece of paper. That's annoying me because it's in the way, and that's annoying because that's in the way. Getting a bit of shadow away from the computer. I've got a long piece of paper. So this is A4. Is it A4? Let me just check. No, it's a bit bigger than A4. It's A4 and a bit. So I would say it's about 31 centimetres, something like that. And it's a bit more than A5, which is half of A4. So what I thought I'd do is something I've been thinking about, and I thought I could do it in this actually. It might make more sense if I do it in this, but I like this because you can see it better. Oh, shut up and just get on with it. So we're going to draw something together. Angela, it's a health one. It's a health one, my love. Yeah. So I'm going to look for this sort of shape, starting off with. So what I'm going to start with is sort of, I'll do it a bit dark so you can see. So it's a bit difficult to show you it. Let me do it here then. So now that's not it, but that gives me the power of where I'm going with it. Now looking at that, it might be a little bit too big. Right, so I'll do another one then. No, don't do another one, because if you do, it'll go wrong. So if I do it, start there. I've got to see if it's, I'm aiming there. Yeah. And that's better. That's much better now. Bear with me, bear with me. Right, okay, let me get these lines right now. So what I'm going to do is draw you a quick outline on the side. So here's my paper, just so you know where you're going. Right, like that. It's going to be a paintbrush. So you choose what you want to do in there. And I just thought it'd be nice and bright, like paint your own, not wagon. I don't paint your own wagon. Right, so bear with me while I do this. It's going to be an angled brush. There's a brush there that made me laugh. It's called Climax 2, and I thought, I can't do that. That would look just too wrong, wouldn't it? Ah, okay, that's not the paintbrush, that's the handle. Right, it's really crappy doodling, I know, excuse my language, but once we get it, that, you see, that feels better now. The weight of the paintbrush would go like that. So here we've got the shape. You bear with me. This is a great way of doing stuff for a card. You know, make a template. I'm quite happy for you to, if you do want a template for this, let me know. I'll draw you one as a present. So that's much better. I'm going to obviously make this a little bit better. Angela, Messi, I'm sure she'd welcome a message to you as well. Thank you. It's very, very kind of you. It's just, that's what our group's about, isn't it? Our group's like that. It's just what just there. It's like unspoken words, because sometimes you just I don't know, we spend our time thinking about ourselves when other people are really important. Now, I'm going to clean this drawing up because it looks stupid. So I'm just going to take it really down with a pen. Because it's just, I'm going to start with a fine pen and then go over what I do like with a big pen. I don't think this pen's working. Oh, it is. So that's not bad. We're doing it 2D rather than 3D because it doesn't always work 3D when you're trying to draw this. You spend too much time doing it. Do you know what I mean? Trying to get it perfect. So we're doing quite a cartoony one. I wasn't going to do this. I was going to do something else, but then I thought, oh no, I'll do this. That's it. Might give that a bit of it. If in doubt, doodle it out. Noodle out. I'm just going to give the illusion of a roundness and then a straightness across here, because that will give us the idea of it being three-dimensional. It's a really simplistic drawing. Really, really simplistic. Something that you can just see what I mean. It's just so simple and it looks really, really naive. That's what I want. I'm not interested in trying to do too much with that yet. We'll get along with this. So let's get the fine pen again. No, put the brush pen over there and get the fine pen here. So the natural progress of brushes would be when I'm pressing down with a brush, it would look like it would go flayed. So I don't want to do ziggy-zaggies like this. So what I want to do is start in the middle. You know what I like to do by eye. And you can see I'm slightly and I don't want to draw every one of them, defeating the object. So there we go. So just a few, just to give the impression of it. And then what I thought was, see how this paints quite nice like that. I could even do it as simple as this, which would be nice. and then paint it out. So we're getting lots of people coming in and out, in and out. I hope the day's nice for you as well. You could even do your new Noro Moodle in this, you know. It could be a rainbow. It could be anything. It could be words. But I'm quite conscious that these are the lines that start it, but they don't finish it. So when we're doing this one, we're going to put some glints in. And by glints, I'm just going to go. And they're just the highlights on the brush. So just putting highlights in so it looks like metal later on. So in here, we're going to sort of, you could do the, oh, the noisy sorts out there. The pink one, so I'm picking, it'll come clearer next. Now this one, really simple. I just want it to be creative. Just want it to be really creative and not too we're getting back to our roots really, aren't we? This is again, I'm playing with the idea of perspective and weight of line, and see how the double lines now create like spaces for me to move up. I don't have to, but can you see the differences? And you've got like a different weight of line. And I'm just going to do. So I'm just going to get a piece of board. Create my line, not bad, and then I want to create these, get rid of these lines that are annoying me. Well, not annoying me, they're just not what I want at the moment. So I'm using a 0.8. I'm just going to bring that in. Now I'm only doing a little bit simply because you can then do as much as you want, but it just gives it the idea that if you use a fine liner that's permanent, you can add colour over this and it just intensifies it. So see, I wanted it to be sort of semi-realistic and not fully like cartoony, because some of them have got like wiggly lines on them. That's a really nice idea to do if you want to do that as well. If you look on clip arts and stuff like that, and I'm doing one of my cardinal sins. I've not got paintbrush in front of me, and I should have to observe. I should have him. So, right, so we've got this paintbrush coming up now. Let's just see if there's... Right, okay. It's a really simple one, I know. So what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to look at these patterns and see how they inspire me. And before I do that, sorry, that was a number 8. I'm going to go for, no, not that one. That was the one I've just used. Slightly smaller pen and fill in. So I'm going to try and do it this way so I don't, the nib at the end of the pen isn't causing the blooming focus to go up and down, up and down. That's better. So you start here with a heavier line and then go finer. I think a lot of people now are really catching on to the way I draw and shade using the pointillism. It creates a lot more confidence when you're drawing, and I think that's the point, isn't it? Creating confidence allows you to sort of take risks or chances that you wouldn't normally, because you think, ah, no, I can do that. I know I can. The dog next door is taking its owner for a walk. I can hear her. Like, way up. So, can you see adding those lines in between? There's nothing to stop you. Actually, I might do it now just to show you. Every now and again, fill these little can you hear her? She's getting naughty. She wants to go out with her mum, you say, so she's kicking off, dragging her mum around. Anyway, so I've got it like that. I've got that pen ink flicking, that's annoying me. Okay. You like that? Are we alright with that? So it's got to be done, hasn't it? It's got to be done. So you know the lines that I drew? They give you some sort of blend if you want. You don't have to use them. You really don't have to use them. But it allows you to create, you know, areas for your colouring in or moodling or whatever you want to do. So I'm looking at that now. I'm thinking patterns in lines would be good. So you look at lines and you're thinking, oh, what should I do? What should I do? And there's one here I found in my book before. It's just plain. Excuse me, I've got to itchy nose. And all I'm going to do is I've got my fat pen. I'm going to leave her space white so it looks a bit highlighted. And if not, like I've gone a bit strange with that, what you can do is just put a white pen over the top. So I didn't want to do a huge amount today because I've got a lot of work on, but I just wanted to do something because I've missed you. Now down here it's better than with a white pen. Okay, so there we go. I'm gonna fill this in. Just using it like almost like a weave or a brick laying course. Let's see what we've got. Just very therapeutic, you know. Easy, simple lines that you don't have to think about, worry about. You just stick them on. Just quite invigorating. So can you see? See, that's quite heavy, but looks good. Lake District. Wow. Oh my goodness me. Look at that. I've gone off him already, have you? Gone off him. Forget it. Gone right off you, don't it? Facebook user. So I'm going to colour that in a bit. And I'm going to do quite a big pattern here. So I'm going to do one here. And I'm looking at pattern in half. Slightly bigger each time until we get quite large at the end. Okay, and this is very much like one of the stamps I've created in my work, whether it be with Studio Light or Highlight Crafts. It's my style, isn't it? Moodling. There's no point in having a trademark if it's not you. And then you can fit all sorts into here. So I'm just going to go and I'm going through the middle regardless of, I'm just going to go side to side. Oops, side to side. Don't really matter because it's just a thing you want, you know, the actual shape. There we go. Can you see that? And all I'm going to do now is start up here. I'll start here to show you. So petals like that to fit. So even if you Oh, here we go. Here we go. He's here. Mr. Strimmer. He's here. What a plonker. Every Sunday without fail. And what he doesn't do on a Sunday, he goes and does on a Monday. He's online now, checking out that. Oh yeah, she's live. Let's go and do my lawn. So here I've done like quite rudimentary flat pen. Oh no, these are just because I draw straight up. They're not flat. Well, they are now. But if you draw straight up like that, you create a flat nib, Caroline. So these are the pen downs. Use the Secure or the Uniball or any fine liner that you've got. Don't. It's not a Sally show live. It's just anything you want. Although if you do want the fine, I know you've got them, Carol. The fine liners, if you do want to use, oh, I forgot to show you. If you do want them, they're a great deal. FL 50, and you get them for half price. Here's the ones we did the other day. Hey, where have they gone? Come on now, behave. Oh, here we are. These. So we did one in there, the fine liners with the, see the glossy accents was that thick. I had to put it on like bloody butter. So how the colours have melded, it's beautiful, isn't it? So that's the one that we did, the Neuro on the colour, the glossy accents. And this one is the one based on Escher. See it? The gloss on it. And then we did the little dimensional bit round here, making it look 3D, and very simple, isn't it? Well, it is. I showed you how to do it. It's not rocket science, honestly. It's just confidence. So here, all I'm doing, let me move that because it's going to be in the way. So here, all I'm doing is creating triangular petals, fitting them in that square, as long as the overall shape fits the square. If it looks dodgy on the way it looks, let me get that right now. If you think it looks dodgy, don't be worried, because people shouldn't be looking that close. So if you do little bits of dodginess, don't worry. If they're that blooming close, then tell them to back away. Right. So I don't really like that. You can see how it's sort of, it's spreading pattern and not colour. Oh, my feet. Right, okay, so we've got a square one. I like a square one-ish. I know what to do. Let's do a, hang on, what am I doing here? Oh, I know. I'm just going to see if it works. Okay, so I wonder whether I should do that now. Is it too much like that? No, we'll try it. We'll try it. Right. I'm going to go in with pen. I'm going to commit. So I think sometimes you get really nice effects if you don't take your pen off. So we've got like the lines happening, and we get rid of rubbish. So we can, in essence, like do a bit more with this. I'm not too sure whether I can do the one I wanted because I think it might be a little bit too small, but we'll see with another one that's a little bit even. So I've got some more work to show you as well that I did. Just finished it from a workshop day. It's beautiful with a lovely Helena cut. Oh, it was sheer heaven. And it was gold work. I unpicked it because I needed to. It wasn't right. So I unpicked it, but I was so happy with it. I don't know whether this is going to go. I'll just do it. No, it's not going to work on there. Don't want it. Don't want it. Don't want it. So, do you know what? Get rid of those lines. I'm going to go for singles. Get rid of all those lines. See? Doesn't it look different now you've taken the pencil lines off? Hello, Emma! Yay, it's lovely, Emma! So, right. As I suggest to you, bigger lines or spaces, a bigger pen. I'm doing like I saw it in a magazine. I can't remember which one, and it was just like I think they called it shark's tooth, and I was like, really, I quite like that. You can do one inside as well, so, and you can build up the pattern as you wish. I tend to like to do one side first, see if that's enough, and then put the other one in. And if it is enough, that's cool. And if it isn't, you can have this. But I'm just doing a little triangle in the corner. You can, if you so wish, put a few more. What do I mean by that? Well, you can do all 4 triangles if you wish. I'll just do one, and then I'll end up doing them all. So see how this is like that. You get me? So I'm gonna have to I didn't plan this, but there's a little blob there that I've filled in with circles because it's annoying me if I don't. So let's see about that actual shape and see whether I can do it. So I'm putting some more triangle things, obtuse and all that malarkey. But they're not in perfect shape, they're just like a gap. And what I'm going to do just do the lines between them rather than the space. For those people who might be new or you just might be passing, or we might be, I don't know, having a look, then I use Sakura pens, Uniball pens, and I like the Craftmaster pens for colour as well. So anything that's got a fine nib, that's got a numbered nib that I can go up and down, because it really does make a difference having a difference in line, width, depth, you name it, because it's easier. So we've got, we're keeping in the, we're keeping in with that texture, but I'm feeling that we need to come away from it now, because I'm not getting any sort of love from that. Well, I am and I'm not. Now I'm going to go with sections, I think, here. So we'll create the sections like this. See, that's not very fair, is it? Like that. So we've got these sections. So I'm going to go gradually getting bigger. Nothing to do with this line. Same fit, say blah 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 blah. Same shape. in essence as a rectangle, but then we're going to go with a different shape to break it up, because at the moment it's very linear and we need to bring a little bit of a I think a shape in. So we need to think about what we're going to put in. So I'm going to go with a circle in the middle. So you draw a circle, go around it twice and come in. And muscle memory now kicks in. And then you can really get, this is when it's hard. So get a piece of paper underneath it. This is important tip, this, get a piece of paper in it. So it doesn't continue quite as nicely. Go. Oh, it's all scuddy woody. Right. Or you can start from the middle. It's entirely up to you. What we're doing is just filling the space. So we've got that circle running through it. Oh yes, excellent, Carol. Yeah. A light bulb with the light coming off it. Absolutely. Oh, arc at you. Now I'm doing a tonsil, I call it. So it's like a zipper. Zipper? Who am I? Behave. Zipper. Like a zip. Well, change your paper to the way that suits you, because otherwise, like me then, I was like, whoa, what am I doing? Hey, do you know what? I went to headquarters. Headquarters. I had a great day because I was doing some work for my new collections at Highlight Crafts. And David was there. Do you know what? I was so excited because he asked me to do some samples for him. Do you know, I had a blaze. Loved it. Oh, it was brilliant. And then don't laugh. But I saw him on telly this weekend. I was over at Moon. He's used them. I only did a big bottle wooden thing for wine, or well, you wouldn't put Vimto in it, would you? Not well, I suppose you could. Of course you could. What a daft thing to say, but yeah, I did the old beard met the like rusty and crackle rice papers Then some of the sprays and the Cadence paints on the top. Loved it. So I did a tissue box, a tag, and a massive bottle holder thing. Really cool. Enjoyed it. Papers are great. Absolutely brilliant. So I was well chuffed. It was really buzzing. Really buzzing. That's a Manchester word. You've probably used it yourself. That was fat with a PH. Even. I'm just putting these lines in here because I want to sort of divide some of these areas. And I don't think at the moment it's apparent. So adding like a bit of cross hatching in and just that. There we go. Can you see? So even though we've got like managed lines. Oh, did you see it? Thank you. Oh, I'm so chuffed you saw it. Seriously, it doesn't matter who you are, what you do, how good you are, or how good you think you are, or how good you're not. It's so exciting when you've done something and people see it on telly. It's like, oh, I'm dead excited. That's so cool. For someone else, I mean. I don't even like what I do, so please don't even answer that. It's just me. I don't want anyone. It's not a pity party or outlet. I'm not into that. So I'm not doing it for that. I'm just saying I'm doing it for someone else. I try harder than I would for myself. I really like this now. Just bring it up closer so you can see. Did you see it, Danny? Thank you. It's just using the tissue paper. There's nothing else. Bit of drippage, and I used on the wine carrier, the big tall one, and the tissue box. I used like little pearls, and they look like studs. I loved it. Yeah, I like the swirl one. There's almost something quite. It's just wonderful, isn't it? So perhaps if we do I'm going to try Emma more of a lozenge. Yeah, and then I'll put in a little pearl for good luck. Liking this, liking this. Right, so here in this one, triangles again. Well, sort of. and then triangles behind it. So you get that pattern, and then shading that part in. So I'll go with here. One thing I'm really guilty of is when it's small, I don't put as much detail or take as much time, and that can ruin it. So just be wary of that. You know, just because it's little doesn't mean it doesn't deserve as much attention. Oh, this is. So, because I need, well, I don't need to, well, I do. I feel I need to bring in other elements that we've already got. I think this is so heavy, it completely, poof, your eye goes straight to it, doesn't it? So let's get physical. Now, so here we've got that there. I'm going to come in with it. A dot there, and I'm looking now where else I could do it. There. It's called distributing the weight. So we've got now your eye, it goes all over. You know, it's not just pinned to that one anymore, it goes all over. So, you know, I could put a black line in there, but that would overtake again. So just be very wary that. So now I'm going to do what I did up here with the pen. Not too much. There we go. So we'll start to bring that in there. Feeling like we could do a bit on there. We'll see. I'm a swine for rushing in. So let's look for. Okay, I think we need a lozenge here. Or in art terms, it's an ellipse. People say to me that they forget the word. Just think of eclipse. D Wayne, C wax. No, D wax, C Wayne. So when it looks like a C, that way, it's waning. Moon, it's waning. It looks like a D, so it's going that way, and it's waxing. I used to just think of it about my legs. Hello, Rachel! Yeah, I wish I could distribute my weight as well. Yeah, it is my mucker. Don't forget Rachel's on at 2 with Leanne. So, like it, Rachel. Colourful. Well, here we go, Emma. Here's a quick lesson. Yeah, do you want it? Here's a quick lesson for teaching ellipses. Dead easy. Let me get a bit. Don't like tearing paper out, but this is well worth it. So, right. What you do, I could do it without tearing it out. Let's get, here's an ellipse, right? We need to teach an ellipse. So, what you do is you get your piece of paper, okay? Do it that way. Get your circle maker, and you're doing it just a small circle. You don't need to be, you need it big enough so you can do 2 on a page, yeah? So this might be too big now. Boom. Oh no, good. Right, like that. Okay. Now, both circles look the same. What you do then is Ouroboros. Right. And then you teach them and you look at it. What you do is you make them draw it like that. So what you'll do is you'll change it. So if I'm looking at, I can't show you, let me show you. If I'm looking at it like that, oh no, I need to do it like that. See how I bring it up? How it changes. I hope you can see that because it's a bit tricky to show on camera, but when you've got it live, you just do that. Can you see how that ellipse is the same circle as that? But watch as I bring it up. You see it? That was how I taught my class, and they really got it. And that there might look dodgy. It's all about material, spiritual, like magic. It's all about magic. Okay, so don't think it was, because I looked at it and I thought that said something else, but it doesn't. So here we go with this. Now let's go for, we've got our, oh wait, that's a bit big. So the density of that is recreated here by these lines, but not as full on. And I think, you know, I could easily take that out with some white. So I've got this last one. I'm looking at it now thinking, I've got lots of, I need some wiggly lines now. And I think I'm going to bring that over here. So I'm going to try with a pencil. Yeah, and then I could do, yeah, I could add those lines over here. Yeah. I'm going to go straight with a pen. Put your pen on your lid. Get it up. I used to try and get, when we were doing pop art, we used to do zips on our work and stuff. I used to try and find a way that I could recreate a zip. Oops. In a way, it looks really dodgy, that was easy to draw. So I used to get that shape and that shape the same. So we'd go so you didn't know whether it was that way or that way. Get me? So I've just sort of altered it slightly now so that I can come in with a Right. Whopping big toenails. Not good. So I'll have to make it into something else. So I'm going to put a spiral in it to bring that over here. It's really comforting doing a spiral because life's like that, isn't it? So I've got that there. Really like it, so we're bringing that in over here. But then I just need to make sure that it's like nicer. More like a piece of jewellery than a toenail with fungus, which is what it looks like. It looks like not athlete's foot, the other one. Yeah, fungus, isn't it? Ooh, sharp. So here, what we could do to bring that in there, and maybe it's too near here. So just in that space, I'm going to put in that triangle because there's a triangle up here and here and here. And it oh, what a beautiful morning, oh, what a beautiful day. See, just because it's small doesn't mean you give it less attention. That looks better now. Still looks like a toenail, so it's annoying me. So I'm going to have to put something in here just to, and I'm just going to do that. Without the shady lines. Oh, look at that. I know. But it's what pattern brings to mind and what you've been watching and what you haven't been watching. So I always like to make sure that you're in a good place with your right. Last thing, I've got to add colour, haven't I? So now you see, right, so I'm going to put them together and just going to see, I'm going to pick out like colours that I want, obviously, dancing this time. Right, so What am I missing here now? I suppose we could put the lavender in. Yeah. Right, okay, we'll go with these. Okay, might put yellow in as well. And all I'm going to do well, it would help if it was. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Sorry, I forgot. Put two of these together. Now, this is the Cheats Ombre. Works brilliantly. And if you want to put 2 or 3 pens together, you can do. So, because I'm holding it, it's naturally building the colour. Cheats way. Yeah, do you want to see? Do you want to see? I'll put it here. You can see there. Wrong way. So make sure darker at bottom, lighter at top, or directional where you're going. It's not as good, but it gets you doofers, it gets it going. Like, I'm going to use the dark and the red together, so I'll use that. So what this is creating is an ombre, but you've got to keep your pen straight. So you're creating the depth in 2 different places with 2 different colours, so that you can just skip up. Like that. And then what I could do is to go even lighter with this. I could put a yellow, take the red out, put a yellow in front, push the orange back. Yeah, you get me? So now what I'm going to do is just intensify it here. There we go. So let me just Pimple Popper's cool, Dr. Pimple Popper. Let me just check. Here we go. If you want to know about these pens, then please go to Highlight Crafts, put FL50 in, Lou, FL50, whatever you want. No, just FL50, and then you can put my name at the end if you want, and you get money off. How cool is that? Right, these are 2 different pinks. So these, one's warm, one's cool. So let's see if you can tell the difference. Which one's warm, which one's cool. I think it's obvious, but I've got that eye now. So which one's warm, which one's cool? Which one looks more like red, and which one looks more like purple or blue? Purple or blue? Red. Can you see the difference? So look at everything you do. Does it look more like that colour, or does it look more like that colour? So if you're not sure and you're a bit unsure about light and dark, cold and warm, just put the colours that that doesn't look right, does it? Right, but watch. That does. Does that make sense? Do it again. Does that help? I hope it does, because that's the way to do it. So if I was to do here's a good one. This is quite a difficult one. So if you don't get this one, don't worry, it is difficult. So let's go with these. Now they're all cooler colours, but some are warmer than the others. So let's go with the right, okay. So we've put them in families that we think. So we put that there, right? So here's our family, okay? So let's go like that. Cooler or warmer. So are these cooler or warmer? Cooler or warmer. Let's try it the other way. You'll see a big difference. See how they all go together, and these go together more. Because if I was to take that away and put another warm colour in, that would be better. So these are your warms and these are your cools, yeah? So your cools, whichever colours they are, see that goes with that and that goes with that. So if we was to do this, and you see, let's do it now. Are they warmer or colder? These are warmer, these are colder. So let's see. Cold, warm. Help? Right, shut up. You got it? I knew you would. You're fast learners here, you're fast learners. So when I was saying that, these two would be better than that and that. Because I would be mixing them up. It doesn't matter though, really doesn't matter. If you're choosing to do that, it will work. It's just for people who may want to know more about colour. It's nothing. Right, if you're unsure, one's darker than the other. So top one's darker than the bottom. Make sure you've got it in the right order and then just start. Not going to do too much because I'm getting wary of the time here now. Let's go for a blue. Now the thing with blue is, it can be used as a darkening colour as well, very dark blue instead of black. Very dark brown instead of black, grey instead of black. Let's see, now it's just remember to put your lids on right ones. I've got a dark pink purple, so because I've got black, I'll intermit it. I'll do this on all of them. Like that. So we've got that one, that one, that one, that one. Boo, boo, boo. Boo, 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 boo. Green. But please remember, if you're going to do this, do it. If you're going to add water, do this over water and when it's dry, because these do move. They're like a watercolour pen. So just be conscious of that. You know, they will move. So if you've got a really good effect and that's how you want it to stay, then add water before, not after. So looking, we've got reds, greens, purples, blues, oranges. Oh, we need pink then, don't we? So let's go for pink. See, this is a really difficult colour to use because this is a coral. Coral's quite hard to mix with colours, so it can be either or. It's one of those cheeky ones, see? But I'm just trying to think now. I'll tell you what, we need these now to brighten it, don't we? So I'm just going to go with yellow and oranges because they just brighten it. So just yay! Bit of brightness, bit of brightness. So that's still, I'm not too happy with that. In my pen bag, in my pen bag, no, in my bag, I should have a pen. And in, yeah, I've got plenty of them. Lipsticks and pens, how ridiculous. I'm just going to give that a little bit of it so it looks more like a highlight. And if you've gone too heavy with a pen, the beauty of this is, oh, boom, is you break it down with white over the top. And there's a product that I do recommend. If Emma's on around, she'll tell you. No, not enough. You'd have to really coat it with hairspray. Used as a fixative, it's pretty good, but it's not a barrier. Do you know what I mean? That'll stop smudging, but it won't stop water per se. But I'm not saying it. You have a go by all means, because it might work with your hairspray. So here I'm just putting a blob in the triangle to just take some of that density away. There we go. So it's starting to even out. It's still too much. So I'm going to have to go in with a I'm just adding now to break this colour down so it's not as heavy. See, it's starting to fade away now, which is good. This one here is still heavy, so we'll just put in more dots. Oh, I can smell somebody's roast. Very nice. Right, okay, so I'm just going to put a tiny bit of pencil shade in it because we're a pain in the bum and I have to. So I'm going to put my lids on. I've got a twitchy eye. Okay, so just to give it an idea of this is just to create like a metal effect. Oh, I don't even know why I did that. Just go over your white. Doing it on one side only, so you can see I'm twisting my pencil as I'm doing it so that I get it sharper, and then pushing it forward because I want to use all the graphite and not just because if I start with a point now, I'll lose that nice shading effect that you get. So just one side on the top, and then this is where you have to go lightly, muscle memory, shading. If you're not warmed up, go on to another page and just go light to dark with it, yeah? Oh, it looks so naff that, but it won't. Right, okay, so really dark here. No, don't be daft. Why would you want it that long? And then really dark here. Then get, I don't know if it'll work with this, your grey. You can use your black on this one as well. Like that. Just to give it a bit more depth. Okay, so clean your finger. I'm cleaning it on me. Whatchamacallit. Oh, I like that because every time you do that, the Lenore comes on. Right, so I'm just taking off that there and that there. Like that. Then I'm going to just get the edge. Now sometimes I use a knife to just cut an area off and draw it, get a straight edge. So now I'm just going to go back in with pencil. See if you have a smaller surface to get light, it's harder with a bigger eraser. So if you cut a slither off and keep it, and it is a slither, and don't make it a really long slither because then it's too malleable. You need it really light, quite a solid triangle. Right, so we've got that really shady brush, which is really, so probably the worst one I've ever drawn, but never mind. So I'm just going to put some, I'm drawing with the rubber now, so I'm just going to put in some shading lines like that, just quite graphic lines. See, I've got a line there and it's annoying me. Get the oil in your finger and just rub it through, okay? And then what we do here, because we need to create a bit of drama, she says, very dark. Now this is a HB. So in essence, it's not great for what I want to do. I can do it, but I'd start with my B's and then go to my HB. So I've got a denser line near the object, right away from it, and then see, when you start to turn your pencil up more like that, you get a definite line, whereas if you turn it on its side and use it further away, but because I'm using a graded paper, a paper that's got, you know, surface on it, texture, I need to be mindful and think, right, okay, it's going to still leave that texture in it, so I'm not going to try and get rid of it. You have to work with it. If you don't like it and you can't change it, work with it. It's a bit like people. If you don't like them, you still got to work with them, haven't you? Say no more. Still too much, so I'm coming in. To create a shadow, and then just gently getting away little circles and then rubbing that line away with my rubber. This is, in essence, this is called drawing with the eraser. See, a lot softer, isn't it? I can clean it up again, and each time I'm doing this, I'm creating much more of a definite line. So the last one I do before I say goodbye is I get my piece of paper again, straight edge this time. Denser near the object. So you can see the dots, but when you're doing it really close and with a finer pen, you don't get to see them. You get to see the grey shading, which is cool. So here I'm just going to do little dots and then go on my finer pen, but I'm not going to because you can see it without it. So if you wanted to do this with the colour, what I would suggest you do is draw it out in pencil. Oh no, not at all. Colour it before you put the main patterns on. If you're going to use water reactive pens on the top, or just do it this way and leave it if you're not putting any water on it. But definitely, if you want to colour these strands first, then these fibre pens that I'm using are water reactive, so that is the very last thing after any application of water. Otherwise, they just turn to water themselves. Even with the glossy accents, right? That actually the moisture content within the glossy accents actually made the colours slightly merge. So just be aware, because that's what they're for. So can you see how they sort of merge? How the circles get fatter? And that's what the pens do, that because that's what they're made to do. So paintbrush, pattern, yeah. Thanks so much. Yeah, there's no cost with them. I'm so happy to say that my DT are with me as well in my new venture. I don't, they're with other people, so some are anyway, and some aren't, and some are, but yeah, it's I'm very, very humbled to say that they wanted to stay with me as I went into new ventures, so I can't thank them enough. Thank you to my patrons. If you want to become a patron, if you go over to my website, louwithers.com, you'll see there's a little way to do it. And I think what you should do now, if you don't mind me saying, is go and have a wee. I'm so sorry. Go and have a wee, or a tinkle, a cuppa. Get yourself a biscuit if you want, or not. And wait for Rachel and Leanne. That is shocking, that paintbrush. That big white thing is annoying me. And then go to Mad Archers. Rachel's got a stream on hers, and watch them just have a chin wag and a good old crafting session. So I'm going to change this up because it is annoying me. I'm going to put a bit of colour on it. It's so bright, it's like in your face, that's all you can see. And then I'm just going to stop it on. Draw it in. That's another way of shading as well, I forgot to tell you. Draw it last. Drawing the lines over the shading. No, it's not. It's loo brush, isn't it? Get rid of that. Put one there. Loo brushes. Loo brushes. That's the name of these. Loo brushes. So, thank you very much for your time, support, effort, care, support, love, everything that you do. I'm very honoured, very grateful I've got such a great group. But after saying that, it's not, all my admin and that, they work really hard to try and stop anything coming through. I worked really hard in it. I was once accused of not knowing what was going on in my group. Well, that person obviously doesn't come in here very often, does she? So a big shout out to my patrons, and thank you for supporting me with my Patreon account. Anybody else who knows me? And yeah, I want to see what you do with these. So, I've got bits of paper all over. I should just get them in, shouldn't you? Do what? Oh, my next venture at the end of November, you'll be getting these in a kit, and we do some great storytelling. And I've only just got these, so even my DT haven't got them. But yeah, just quickly show you about the mindful moodling. if you want to draw that, Emma, that's how to draw ellipses. Well, not how to, not saying that that's the definitive. Oh, look at that. I'm going to do one of them again. I love that. It does. It is a lovely group, and it is growing, Rachel, and it's growing the right way because we've got Glynis on the job, haven't we? She's the bouncer. I'm not allowed to say that. She's a door person. That sounds even worse, doesn't it? A door person. What you calling him? Right. Anyway, yeah, I better be off now. I'll leave you to your Twinkle and Cuppa. So thank you very much. And if I can help you in any way, please say. If you need to see something done, please say. If not, support the group. Support my YouTube by clicking the subscribe and clicking the bell and ding dong, whatever it is. I have to say it apparently, otherwise it doesn't grow. Because if it grows, it gets more likes and the logistics kick in and the algorithms. It's just whatever. Chief of security. Yes, she is, isn't she? The keeper of the gates. Anyway, big love to you all. Thank you very much indeed. I will see you next week. Probably Monday or Tuesday. Oh, it isn't. It's Sunday, isn't it, today? Maybe Tuesday. No, if I do Monday, I'll do Wednesday, and then I'm at the monastery. I'd love to do one from monastery again. I love that. Anyway, shut up with us and just go away and let people have a tinkle. So I'll see you later. And as always, let me try it. I'm not. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye.